Okay, before we can do anything, what is a multi-digit? Well, a multi-digit is any number that's got more than one digit place. So 1 to 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are all single digit numbers. Anything above that, 10, 11, 12, all multi-digit. The number 19, double digit. We've got a 1 and a 9. A 9 in our units, a 1 in our tens. If we look at a great big number, 25,423, that's a 5-digit number because we've got 5 digits going along our place value chart. Okay, so with that in mind, let's move on. Our first question, 333 and 651. Now we are going to be perfect mathematicians today and we're going to set our work out beautifully to avoid making any small mistakes. So the first thing we always do when looking at anything in column method, we always set out our work neatly. So let's do it. Units, tens and hundred, put our equals bar across, our add sign for good measure to remind ourselves we are adding today, and we are good to go. Now, if any of you have watched any of my other videos, I think it's a great tip to bring this top bar down because we are going to be using that column potentially, that row potentially later. But wait! Does it matter which way round we put these numbers in our question? If we add 333 to 621, do we get the same as adding 621 to 333? Let's pause a second and let's look at it in this scenario. If I have 11 add 4, we get 15. I can represent it here with these images. If I switch these around and add 4 add 11, I still get 15. And that is because addition is commutative. It doesn't matter which way around we put our question, we're going to get the same answer. Let's go back. Okay, so we are ready to begin. Where do we begin? Well, we always start at our smallest value. And in this case, we've got a 3 and a 1 in our units column. So we are going to use our basic addition facts, and we're going to simply add them up. 3 add 1 is 4, so we just drop it into our equals bar. 4 units. Next, we've got 3 and a 2. 3 tens adding to 2 tens. A 30 add a 20 gives us 5 tens. Okay, good. Our tens column complete. Last but not least, we go into our hundreds column where we've got a 3 representing 300 and a 6 representing 600. Add the two together, we have 9 to complete our answer. Drag it up to the top. So 333 add 621 is 954. Easy, yes? Well, the observant ones will see a little green chili in the corner. This was a very mild question. Stage 1 I like to call it, or a green chili challenge. Okay, so let's have a look now at a yellow chili challenge. Let's see how this can get a little bit harder, okay? Let's have a look at the number 434 at 881. Now, same thing, we're gonna lay out our columns exactly as we should, put all our things in place, our units, tens and hundreds, our addition sign, and our equals bar, okay? Perfect, we are looking good. Remember, let's drop that bar down so that it gives us that spare row. We're gonna see how we're gonna use it in this question, okay? Where do we start? Well, we know now we start in our units column. We always start in our smallest value whenever we're doing any form of column work, addition, subtraction, multiplication, anything like that. We always start with our smallest value. So here we go. Let's start with our smallest value. Our units, adding 4 to 1 equals 5. No, nothing difficult there. Same as stage 1, same as our green chili challenge. Next question, 3 add 8. Okay, we have 3 and 8. 3 add 8 is 11. So we have a difference here. If we were to put 11 straight into our answer bar, we would be taking the place of our hundreds already, and we haven't added our hundreds yet. So we need to think about what this all represents and what we're going to do with this number. So we've got 11 tens, or we could look at it as 110 as the answer to this bit of our question. So we're going to use what we know of place value, that we haven't yet added our hundreds yet, and we're going to add this 1 into that column in that spare row, waiting for our hundreds question, okay? Which means we're going to add our 110 in our tens column in our answer section. But we haven't yet done our hundreds, so we're going to put this 100 up there, okay, waiting. Now we can answer our hundreds. I've got a 4, an 8 and a 1. Add them all together, gives me 13. So again, gives me a 2-digit answer. But different again, we have no further question. We don't have 1,000 column ready, so we can just put our full answer in there. Put the 13 straight into our answer. A 1 in our 1,000, a 3 in our 100, leaves us with a grand total of 1,315. The answer to 434 add 881 is 1,315. This is called regrouping or bridging, depending on where in the world you're from. It means the same thing. We are just moving our number digits into the next column when we need to. We understand that if we were to add an 8 and a 7, we get 15, which is a 10 and a 5. So we can move that 10 into the next column waiting for us, okay? So very straightforward. It just takes a little bit of thinking. If you are struggling with it and you think, whoa, this is brand new to me, I've never seen anything like this before, rewind the video, have a little look at this question one more time, okay, before we move on to our red chili challenge. Okay, red chili challenge. Now you might be thinking, Mr. Maths Hero, this looks easy. This looks just like a stage 2 question, but it's not. We have got different amounts of digits in our question. We've got 962, which is a 3-digit number, and we have got 89, which is a 2-digit number. Now I cannot tell you how many times I have seen this mistake where children or adults even put these in the wrong column. So we need to understand place value again. You are going to get sick of me saying place value, but it is very, very important. So we need to understand what the value of these numbers are and where to put them. If I was to put my numbers over here and line them up like this, I have changed the whole value of our 89. And I have actually turned our number, using our placeholder here to represent where we've left a gap, we've turned it into 890. We've completely changed the question, so we are going to obviously get the wrong answer. So, what does our number represent? 89 is 8 tens, 9 units. Let's just put it in like that. 9 units, 8 tens. We know we're not going to make any mistakes. Now, we do have a gap here. We can put a placeholder, or you can leave a gap. It's up to you. If you know that that's a gap there, or if you know that there's a 0 representing there, it doesn't change the value. Whichever you're more comfortable with is fine by me, okay? I'm going to put this little half 0 there so you can see it there or not there. Okay, let's start again. Same as before, we're going to start our units column. 2 add 9 is 11. 1 unit, 1 10, waiting for us for that next question. Tens column, a 6 and an 8 plus this 1 equals 15. Remember, 5 in our tens column, 1 now goes into our hundreds column. Looking at our hundreds column, I've got 9 and a 1. 9 and 1 equals 10. I've got no further questions to ask, so we just write the 10 straight in there. 1 0 5 1, 1051. Okay, a few little differences there. We had 2 bridging or 2 groupings in a row, and we had this placeholder to consider and not make a mistake by putting things in the wrong line. This is about as hard as it's going to get. Red chili challenge. If you can do this, you can pretty much master column addition with multi-digit numbers, okay? And that's great. Right, if you are up for it, I have got a mega challenge here for you. This is a really hard question, and this is as hard as it could possibly get. Now I've got 3 numbers here. That's a little bit different, but it's not harder. It just means we've got 1 extra row to add up. Okay, so have a little go at that. If you need to, press pause. I'm going to flash the answer up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Answer. Okay, so 4,211 add 901 add 591 equals 5,703. So I had to squint. I wrote that really small on the wall over there. I couldn't remember it. Okay, well done. If you got that right, you have mastered this lesson. Well done. Very, very well done, and I'm proud of you all. Okay, so as always, I'm going to tell you where your journey is going to take you, where your learning journey is going to take you, what is coming next, your next step. Okay, today we have been looking at whole numbers, a 3-digit number adding to a 2-digit number or another 3-digit number, but they are whole numbers. Your next step, you're going to be looking at decimals. So if you are there, if you've mastered this lesson and you want to move straight onto that, check out our video which is on our channel, or if you want to master this a little bit, practice this video a couple of times, go through some practice questions before you feel like you're ready to move on. Our videos are up on our website. We are putting new videos up all the time, so please like and subscribe. It really helps us out, guys, so I really appreciate that. Yeah, peace out. Your maths hero, gone! Okay, one very important thing we must discuss before we begin, and that is the law of commutativity. A horrible word, but it's not as hard as it sounds, okay? It just means, can we put our numbers in different places in our number sentence? So with addition and multiplication, those numbers and those operations are commutative. We can put them in any way. So if I show you this, if we have 15 add 6, I get 21. If I have 6 and 15, I also get 21, but I've moved the two numbers at the beginning around. Okay? Now if we look at that in terms of subtraction, if I have 15 subtract 6, I get 9. But I can't get the same answer by moving my numbers around. They are not commutative. If I have 6 take away 15, 6 subtract 15, I get myself in all sorts of trouble we don't really want to talk about yet. But I know I don't get the same answer, okay? These numbers are not commutative. What does that mean? It means we've got to be ultra careful in the way we present our work and in our setup, okay? So let's have a look at a bigger number and what I'm talking about. So let's start at this. Let's have a look at a green chili challenge. Let's have a look at 149 subtract 26. So the question is saying I've got 149 something. I could have vegetables, cars, money, whatever. 149 subtract 26. I'm subtracting 26 away from our original number 149. I can't manipulate that. I can't change the question. I can't say 26 subtract 149. That's not the same thing. So we need to be ultra careful in our layout. So first things first, let's arrange our columns. And you will know if you've seen any of my other videos, it's very important we put our units, our tens and our hundreds, our column titles at the top there to remind us to stay in our columns and be neat and organized. So hopefully we're pretty confident with our place value. If you're not, check out our place value videos, get all the information you need on that. But I know that I'm going to put my units in my units column, my 9 and my 6 and my units, I'm going to put them in my units column. But which way around do I put them? Do I put my 149 on top? Do I put my 26 on top? What do I do? The best tip I can give you, write it as you read it. It says 149, take away 26. So I'm going to write 149, subtract 26. Okay, I'm writing it as I read it. Some people might tell you, put the biggest number on top. I don't really like that piece of advice. There are questions which our answer needs to be negative, so we can't always put our bigger number on the top. We have to put our number on the top, which comes first. If it says 149 subtract 26, it means 149 subtract 26. So where are we going to begin? Well, you should know now we are always starting with our smallest value. In this case, we have units as our smallest value, so I'm going to start there. 9 subtract 6 gives me 3. Put my 3 in my answer row. Move across to our tens column. 4 subtract 2 gives me 2. 2 in my answer row. Move across, last time, look at my hundreds column, I've got 100, subtract, nothing there, or a 0, 0, 26. So 1 subtract nothing is 1. My answer, 123. 149 subtract 26, 123. Okay, don't forget to always pull your answer up to your number sentence to complete your question. Boom! Green chili challenge complete. Let's move on to red chili challenge. Red chili challenge. 123 subtract 15. Now you are thinking to yourself, I can read your mind, you are thinking, yo, that is just as easy as before. Well, let's check it out, okay? Let's put it back into our columns like we know how to now. 123, subtract 15. I've written it out perfectly. Draw my answer lines. Fantastic. Okay, now let's begin. I'm going to start at my smallest value, the units value. 3 subtract 5. Boom! Stop there. What does that mean? I've got 3. How am I possibly going to take away 5? Imagine you have 3 pencils in your hand. You can't take away 5. So what are you going to do? We need a method. We need a strategy. Okay, now this is where your understanding of place value is really essential. We should know that if we look next door, we have our tens column. So if we look in our tens column, at this number, 123, I have 2 tens. So I can look at my 2 tens as 2 tens, or I can look at it as a 20. And now I'm wanting to borrow or regroup from that number, because my little weeny little 3 is not big enough to take my 5 away from. So I need to borrow something. I'm going to borrow from my neighbour next door. So we're going to go knocking. We're going to look at what we've got next door. I've got 2 10s. So I don't need 2 10s, I don't need the 20, I'm only going to borrow 1 10. Okay, 1 10 being a value of 10. So I'm going to borrow that, put it next to my 3. 10 and 3 equals 13. So my new value in my units column is actually 13. Now what I must remember to do at this point is I must remember that I've taken away one of the 10s from my 10s column. So this is no longer a 2, this is now a 1. Okay, good, I'm ready to continue. 13, subtract 5 is 8. Beautiful. Move across to my 10s column. 2, subtract 1. No. 1, subtract 1. Remember, we took that digit away. We used that 10. So now I only have 1 10 remaining. 10, take away a 10, leaves me with no 10s. Good, moving over to my hundreds column. 1, subtract 0 again is 1, leaving me an answer of 108. Now let's remember, we always finish our number sentences, drag it up. 123, subtract 15 is 108. You've just done a red chili challenge. Okay, let's take this time. I'm going to throw 3 questions on here. I'd like you to stop, pause the video, take some time to have a look at these, see if you get them right. If you get them right, great. If you don't, go back, rewind the video and see where you might have made a small mistake. Okay, press pause. I'm going to come back to you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, good, I'm back. So, throw the answers on the board, see how you got on. Hopefully you got them all right. If you did, great, you have just mastered this lesson. If not, don't sweat it, go back, check it out, see where you might have made a mistake, correct it, and have another go. Okay? So let's just recap the important aspects of this lesson. Firstly, the layout is really important, not just to remember your column titles this time, but also the order you write your question. Remember, you write it as you read it. It's a good tip. Remember it. Next, presentation. Presentation. Okay, maths is all about organizing and being neat and avoiding those small mistakes. So make sure you're writing nice and neat in those columns. Last but not least, we start at our smallest value and we borrow from our next column along, our bigger value next to us, if we need to, okay? Guys, we have loads of videos on our channel all about maths. Check them out, like and subscribe for all of your maths needs. But for now, away! Maths Hero gone.